What up, nation? Welcome to another edition of the WiseTake Nation podcast. CK013 here. You can find me on Twitter at CK_013. And I, of course, am joined by the GOAT, the true OG, Paulie D. Y'all can find him on Twitter at Paulie with 8 D's. Paulie, what's happening?
What's up, man? What's going down? I miss sports. I miss the nation.
A whole lot of nothing.
World's going crazy out here, man.
Crazy. Out down there in Florida. That'll be some interesting perspective because me and Mr. Shake and Bake up here in Jersey in the Northeast. So I'm curious to hear how things are down in Florida. Speaking of Shake and Bake, we are also joined by our boy Tommy Shake and Bake, aka Tommy SB. You can find him on Twitter at kartracing_22. Tommy is our NASCAR analyst over at WiseTake.com when we are doing the daily fantasy thing, but we are currently at day 11, I think, or depending on the sport, day 10 with no sports, with no DFS, or we technically do have some DFS. Those of you who braved it with soccer, we have League of Legends, the North America series just came back, so there's some stuff out there. But anyway, Tommy, what's happening?
Yeah, man. These coronavirus times is getting weird, bro. No sports. Like, could you imagine having this and still having sports? Like, how cool this would be? Like, you'd just be chilling watching sports every day from home.
Yeah.
You gotta go to work. Like, that shit would be dope. But yeah, we don't understand. But yeah, man, crazy times, bro.
Definitely some crazy times. Paulie, what have you been up to? Like, it's like I said, it's been over a week since we've had NBA. I'm gonna start with you, Tom. I'm gonna ask you the same question. I mean, we've been trying to social distance, if you will, even though you live close to me. I haven't seen you once in the last like 10 days, and obviously, I typically see you a lot more than that, being that
typically
wives or sisters. But
yes,
Paulie, you first though. What have you been doing to occupy your time?
So, like, last weekend, I went out, like, it was pretty much normal down here. It was my birthday. Like, I went out to, like, a hotel at the beach. It wasn't crowded, but that was kind of cool because we got a better room for a cheaper price. Went to restaurants. But then, like, Monday, the restaurants shut down here, and, like, panic set in. You can't get toilet paper. But I have been working every day, and then, like, what everyone else is doing, sitting home, like watching the news, watching TV, nothing much, you know? It's like, it's kind of stupid to try to do anything like in public. So I've just been doing what you're supposed to do, sitting home.
Paulie D following the rules. It seems so like, I don't know, it seems so chalky.
I mean, like...
No, I'm just kidding.
You know,
no, in all seriousness, this shit is crazy.
Like,
this shit is seriously crazy.
Risk,
yeah,
you know?
no, yeah. I'm not fucking around either, man. You're right. We're all doing the same thing. Just kind of...
You always feel like you're over-prepared or you're under-prepared. You never feel like you're good. It's like, you always feel like maybe you got way too much rations to hold you over. Like, is this shit going to last that long? Or is this going to be the apocalypse and you don't have enough? Like, you don't know how to feel. Like, it's weird.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It's always better to have and not need than to need and not have.
Yeah, or even the same thing with like seeing people. You're like, all right, so the people you want to see have only seen 3 people in like the last week. Is that okay? Or could one of those 3 people have had it? So yeah, it's wild.
Yeah,
it's like you want to stretch the rules because it's like you still want to have a life, but yeah, it's crazy, man. Full lockdown.
Tom, have you had like a strange encounter? I know, like, you know, you're obviously spending a lot of time at the house, like me.
Mm-hmm.
But have you had any, like, went to the store and had any like weird situations where it just felt like this is weird?
No, I mean, it's crazy to think like, you know, going to the grocery store is deemed okay, and most of these grocery stores aren't limiting the number of people that are going inside anyway, so. You know, that's like going into Fallujah in Iraq. It's like, I guess when you go to the grocery store these days, but nothing that's been way out of order. You know, I still feel perfectly fine. The family's fine. You know, the wife's been out of work for like a week and a half already, so she's still feeling good. The kids are fine. The kids haven't been to school forever, so I think we'll be fine, but hopefully this stuff blows over, man. I'm hoping let's get the 2 weeks done and then let's go back to normal, hopefully. But I guess we will see.
Yeah, man, shit is wild. Like I went to a Petco. I don't know if it was PetSmart or Petco, but I went to one of them. I had to get Patches some food and all that shit, and some chew toy so we didn't chew up our shit. And when I went in there, there's like a couple people in the store, so it's like weird. Like, 'cause I don't try to put too much pressure. I'm going there. I'm gonna do what I gotta do. I'm not gonna be reckless. I'm gonna be careful and just grab what I need and go. 'Cause you go to a store and like people are gonna pick shit up and push it down. Like, you're not, even if it's not a lot of people in the store, you still gotta be cautious and just pay attention to what you're doing. And then like you turn the corner and there's like somebody, like anybody, standing there with a cart, and like you accidentally get close to them and you're like, oh shit. Like, it's like you can see it in their face. You can see it in their face when they turn the corner and they see me. Yeah. I can see it in their face. They're just like, they look at me like I'm the coronavirus. Like that's it right there.
No, and God forbid you sneeze or cough in a public place right now, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's wild. It's wild, but understandably so. It's obviously crazy and scary situation. Obviously, there's like a lot of people who are vulnerable, and that's really the thing about it. With like Paul, you guys down in Florida, we're getting a lot of heat, obviously, because the spring break. And the funny thing is, people are getting on the Floridians, and I guess on your end, it's on your people's end, it's like, because I guess you didn't close the beaches or you didn't shut the towns down or whatever. But in reality, the people that were partying, most of them aren't even from Florida. Those are spring breakers from like all the other states. Like, you know what I mean? Like, So it's like I understand like coming to Florida, like like how could you leave it? You knew they were gonna come and you didn't do anything about it, whatever. But at the same time, you can't really be getting on the Florida people because it wasn't so much them. Like for them, I'm sure most of them like you are doing what you're supposed to do in the house, and now that they're gone because spring break is ending and all that stuff. I think when you mentioned like now it seems like the panic kind of set in since Monday. You know what I'm saying? Like that's probably a lot of spring break is gone and everybody's back to work and it's like reality sets in and it's like, oh shit. You know what I mean? Like
some people are back to work though, but like the restaurants closing, a lot of people are out of work. Like Florida, half their industry is tourism and like bartenders, and all of them are just out of work all of a sudden. Like that's kind of great. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Got stimulus checks coming this year too because of all this.
Yeah.
It's like,
will it be enough?
No, I don't think it'll never be enough.
Depends how long it lasts,
Bro, this is only day 11 since the NBA has been postponed or whatever. Day 11, that's it. I feel like I haven't really talked to you much, Paulie. Since like I said, I haven't seen Tom very much, and he's my brother-in-law, so I'm used to seeing him a lot. His wife and my wife are sisters, so and they're very, very close. So we see each other a few times a week, and I haven't seen him. I saw him today briefly outside, right? Like
we kept our 6 feet of distance.
Because our 6 feet, Patches is the only one that's running around doing his thing, but it's just weird. I don't know. It's just and then and even for you, Paul, I haven't really spoken to you aside from a happy birthday text or something. I haven't spoken to you in 10 days. Yeah. And we're used to doing streams every single day for the DFS stuff.
Every day, yeah.
And it's like I feel like I haven't talked to you in a month. I'm like, yo, what's new? All this, all that. And it's like when you talk about what's going on, it's like, oh shit, that's the same shit that's going on here. Because that's the same. You know what I mean? Because that's
it's everywhere. It's the whole world.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not like a hurricane.
No.
Like one area is getting messed up.
Right.
It's the whole world.
Yeah, you're so closed in your own bubble now that like you don't even realize other people are in their bubbles too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's wild.
But I miss sports.
Oh,
desperately.
I
miss sports.
Definitely.
Desperately. Paulie, you had a good question, and I'm gonna use it on you guys before you get a chance to use it. But which sport do you think will be the first one to come back? Obviously, this whole pandemic thing, we're not experts. We don't know when this is going to be over. Maybe, maybe summer's canceled and this whole thing's over and they postpone. But if a sport were to come back, which sport do you think would start first?
I guess basketball, because I think they're going to start the moment that they can. And, like, there's less players on a basketball team. So, like, say this thing got lifted to maybe 25 people in an area. like they could possibly get that off. Where, baseball, I think they could say we're just gonna wait till the All-Star break and do half a season, like from July on. Like, I don't know. I think there's more people involved in baseball, and since they haven't started, they're not like in the middle of contracts of paychecks. Where like basketball was like dead in the middle, TV contract. Like there's so much money that they want to get it back going like as soon as possible.
Tom?
But I think they'll all be very close, just like the stoppages was.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on the end there. I think they're all going to come back pretty quick. I know NASCAR for my sport is like the beginning of May. I could see if things start to simmer down, they could start it earlier because you're by yourself in the car. It's just more the team being together.
It don't get no more social distancing than
weeks.
that, right?
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean? Like you get in your car, I get in my car. We don't get out the car. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
they were the last one to fall. Like it's only been a week since NASCAR.
I thought they were gonna stay, but then the 10 people thing. You got 30 people in a race or more. It's like plus crews. They roll kind of deep when you actually think about it.
Oh yeah, you're talking 18 to 20 people per car per
times 40.
Team. Yeah, and then you got another 10 or 15 guys in the back working too. So, but I think honestly NASCAR probably just because I think if they can prove that the entire team's been self-quarantined with no contact with anybody else for like 2 or 3 weeks, they'll let them all go back together. You know what I'm saying? Like. The NASCAR is crazy like that, but it's secondary in sports too. I have to agree too with basketball. I think, like you said, there's so much money already wrapped into it that they're gonna have to get it back if they want to salvage it as a business, for next year and not fail like the entire entertainment and travel industry is going to after all this shit with like Boeing and everything else. So see if the government owns the NBA at the end, like they're gonna own freaking travel industry. Pay a lot of money with watch.
I knew at some point it was gonna creep in. I knew at some point the conspiracy was gonna creep in.
No conspiracy theory. They're just gonna literally own him. It's Donald Trump, dude. What does he know how to do? He knows how to do travel. He owns hotels. He owns casinos. He's gonna own the entertainment and travel industry. That's it. We're gonna have to bail them all out after this. But no conspiracy. It's just it's a good business move. Not quite very political, but very good business move in general.
Just because you say no conspiracy doesn't mean like it's not a conspiracy.
Yeah, somebody call Shocky, man. We'll get the deets on that one.
Yeah. It's like when people say no offense, right? Like, yo, no offense, but your breath stinks, man. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, just because you said no offense, right? Just because you said no offense doesn't mean that like it's not offensive. It's like, no conspiracy. Donald Trump, if you're watching, no conspiracy, but they're out to get you. No conspiracy. They're taking over the world. No conspiracy. No conspiracy. Run for your life, but no conspiracy.
Oh man.
So, I wanted to ask your guys' opinion on Tom Brady. And I guess, like, the NFL free agency has honestly been pretty interesting, right? Todd Gurley got cut.
The only thing we got.
It's all we got. But I have to admit, maybe it's because of how long I had to wait before it came with nothing. But I've been into it. Like, when I get a notification, I'm pumped. I don't care what it is. I'm like, oh, shit, that's crazy. That's wild. And, I obviously that's because we've gotten, I guess we're adjusting, right? We're just like, we're so bored that the little bit of news we get just reminds us that maybe it will be back. But and the biggest one to me, or at least the one that I think that I was just curious on your opinion, was one of them was Todd Gurley. It's funny, I brought him up and he just kind of popped in my head. We'll talk about him in a second. But Tom Brady not being with the Patriots, obviously I'm a Jet fan, so I'm pretty pumped.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I'm really, really pumped. But I'm curious to hear what you guys think in terms of how the New England Patriots do. How does Tom Brady do down in Tampa? Apparently there were a lot of players who were calling Tampa Bay shortly after that, trying to letting them know that they're interested in playing for Tampa all of a sudden. Paulie, I'm gonna kick it to you first, bro. Talk to me, like just talk about the subject.
So, that's great. I like that story. The craziest thing to me though was the Nuke Hopkins trade. That we gotta talk about that too.
Yeah,
Arizona, that's wild. But Tom Brady, the Patriots, my biggest question is who's going to be their quarterback? What are they going to do? Like, they've lost a lot, like Gronk last year, now Brady, like, other dominoes have fallen for them. It's like they're a shell of their former self, and like everyone's just like they're going to rebound, but I don't think so. Like, I think they're going to have like a pretty rough next few years, and they can get back quick because of their reputation, the talent around there, and like scouting and whatnot. But they've lost way too much. I don't see any way they're a good team this year. And when you like make that realization as an organization, you don't pay a guy like Tom Brady. And I think they realize that. But if I'm a Bucs fan, I'm pumped. Like, they had a lot of talent, and they were like a responsible quarterback away from being in some defensive pieces. And like now, like you said, all these vets, they want to go there. Half of the NFL is like on the move, and they already had a pretty solid team, like on the moving in the right direction. And Tom and a couple other pieces is probably gonna, make them one of the top teams in the NFC. Like, it was kind of wide open already, so the door's wide open for Tampa, and I think they're going to be really good for the next 2 years.
That's like, if you're a Tampa Bay fan, and I don't believe there's many. I always get this feeling that there's not many outside of Miami. I feel like the other Florida teams don't typically do well market wise, and maybe I'm wrong, Paulie. You would know, but I feel like a lot of Florida is made up of other people. Like people from other places, you know what I'm saying? Like people actually from. Everybody's got roots somewhere else. The same thing with New Jersey. You go to New Jersey, and anybody whose parents at one time in their life lived in Staten Island or any of the 5 boroughs in New York City, and they're from New York. It doesn't matter that they were born. They're not rooting for the New Jersey Nets. That's why the New Jersey Nets left and went to Brooklyn, because they're not rooting for the New Jersey. They're rooting for the New York Knicks. And now, obviously the Nets, now that they moved, but like I mean. How many people now are like, you know what? I was born in Florida. Like, I know my parents are from New York, but fuck it, we got Tom Brady. Like, how many people like? What do you think this is gonna mean for like the fan base now? Yeah.
They're gonna be like televised all the time. They're gonna get shoved down our throat by the media, and they have like a team that's like interesting. You got talented receivers. I'm sure they're gonna get some other pieces, and you got Tom Brady. Like, they got a good coach. They got a lot. I think people are just going to jump on the bandwagon. They've won a Super Bowl like a long time ago now, like 2002 or something with Gruden, but they're also a young franchise. They haven't been around all that long, so they haven't had time to have much of a fan base.
That's true.
They do have a dope stadium though.
Oh yeah, it's sick though. Is it lit?
Very good. It
is, yes, lit.
No, but it's
like, on a scale of 1 to 7. What do you think that?
What's the litty?
That stadium ranks?
What is it on the litty scale?
What's its litty level?
Yeah,
all the way up to 7.
It's a hard 7.
It's a hard 7. Wow.
Tom,
so
you're a Browns fan, so obviously like this doesn't affect you a ton, except I guess it helps to have him removed from the division, but like the Browns are more worried about themselves, right? The Browns are more like, nah, man, fuck the rest of the league, man. I just want to wait until my team is trending in the right direction. You guys obviously coming off of a year where you were disappointed, high hopes after getting Odell Beckham and what's his name? What's the running back? Kareem Hunt,
slump,
right? And then obviously Baker, yeah, didn't have a great year, but Tom Brady, what do you think? What do you think happens to the New England Patriots? What do you think happens to
the Patriots? Are going to be straight garbage. They're going to be garbage this year. I mean, yes. Who do you think they're going to get a quarterback? I mean, what's their earliest pick in the draft going to be? Probably somewhere in the teens, right? I don't think they have anything super early in the draft this year. So, like,
you know what I want to?
You're going to be scraping about it.
I want to see all these people that root for the Patriots that have no connection, no tie whatsoever to the area.
Yep.
I want to know, are they still rooting for the Patriots when they're getting that ass kicked, by the Jets, the Bills, and the Dolphins at this point? I want to know. You know, seriously,
The Browns.
right? The Browns, look at Tommy slipping it in there. The Browns, the Browns gonna beat them too.
And they're getting a few like medium level pieces. They're trying to put some more offensive and defensive players in there, like linemen and stuff like that, to try to give them some more time to throw or get some more room to plow the run through. But
so
I don't know. I don't think this is our year yet.
So how long do you think? Like what does this mean for Belichick? Like you know what I'm saying? Like he just lost Brady. I mean, Brady wants to do it without Belichick. We understand. It was somewhat of a mute. From what my understanding is, I'm sure the Patriots offered him a 1-year contract to come back or whatever, but they probably wanted to take it year by year, I'm assuming. And we know that there was some controversy with Tom Brady's trainer and Belichick, and they had some beef we heard about. They put their houses up on the sale on the market, all that good stuff. But Paulie, Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
What does this mean for him? Like, is this the end of him too?
I don't know. Probably not. Like, he'll probably. He's the kind. I don't think he knows anything else. He's been involved in coaching for like forever, even before he was a head coach. And I think he just kind of keeps doing it. He probably does rebuild, and in like 3 years, has another like dynasty in the making, because he is truly great. But I don't see much changing for him. I think he just continues, and he's just going to be really grumpy for the next few years.
Yeah. What do you think, Tom?
I don't know, man. I've hated Belichick forever, even before he was coach of the Patriots, just because of how everything went down with the Browns in the 90s, with the sell-off under Art Modell and all that stuff. So I didn't like him before, and this whole, all these scandals and craziness. It's like, how far are you going to prove
the conspiracy of Bill Belichick and the coronavirus?
No scandal.
No scandal, but
no scandal.
No scandal, but
it's whatever. I think if I was him, I'd just go one more year to see if I could do it, and if I can't, then just quit. You're already going to the Hall of Fame.
And then just quit. Just quit. One more year, and then just quit.
It's over, man. Like,
it's over.
I saw this funny ass meme for the Bucks. It says, "If you weren't with us when we were 7-9, don't be with us when we're 8-8."
I respect that.
With this.
I respect that.
Yeah, man.
It's funny. I find myself as a Jet fan and somebody who's really disliked Tom Brady for a long time. I'm obviously I find myself still not liking Patriots because I still have to play them. But I don't hate Tom Brady so much anymore. I kind of, for the NFC, honestly, hey, you know what? Let me see Tampa go, man. Yeah. Not bad. It's after all these years, it's not Brady that I'm I hate you. It's just the organization of the Patriots. And again, it makes sense, right? Because I still have to play the Jets still have to play the Patriots twice a year. But and also Brady is the GOAT, so it's easier to kind of I'm not going to stay mad at this guy. It's like Michael Jordan, right? I hated Michael Jordan because I was a Knicks fan. Growing up, I hated Michael Jordan. I was a Knicks fan. He was the Tom Brady of that era. I would never get to see my team win the finals because as long as Michael Jordan was around, and I knew it. And it's the same thing but once Michael Jordan retired and all that stuff, I don't hate Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was the best basketball player I ever seen in my life. You know what I mean? It was just in that moment, So it's with Brady, I find myself just kind of instantly once he went, I was I respect that you want to play, and I respect that you left the Patriots. I respect that. It's just instantly forgiven. All these years of tormenting me, and instantly forgiven. I'm all good. Brady, we're good. No beef. No beef in these streets. Skrilla.
Joe Montana left the 49ers, went to the Chiefs for his last two. We've seen this before. It's ain't no big deal. He moved on. Did his thing there. Things couldn't work out. He wanted to change.
Did you hear?
It's cool.
Did you hear the rumor that he wants Antonio Brown?
I have heard that.
Why do I have to hear this guy's name again?
I don't know for that to be true though.
Yeah.
Why would you want to? You don't need him. They've got great receivers there already. Why would you want to attach that guy to this situation?
I agree.
I don't know. I've heard that rumor. I get why it's a rumor, but I don't believe it to actually be true.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, honestly, I like Goodwin and Evans. You know? I mean,
yeah.
I think they're pretty good. They were really good for us. That's one of the reasons that it's not only that Brady left the division, like that's like 90% of it, but 10% of it is I always kind of rooted for the Bucks. And the same thing in baseball, like, because like the teams I root for in those leagues, baseball and basketball, are in opposite division to the Tampa teams, right? Like the Tampa is in the Jets are in the AFC, Tampa's in the
Brady.
Right, yeah, right. So it's like it's not really. So like you can root for another team, right? I'm not a Giant fan, you know, and the same thing with the Mets. I'm not a Yankee fan. I'm a Met fan. So Tampa's in the American League. It's not really my beef. So I find myself rooting for them because of the small market thing. You always want to root for the underdog, and they're a huge underdog because, like I said, everybody from Tampa is not really from Tampa. So everybody from Tampa is a Yankee fan or a Met fan. And when they do go to see the Tampa Bay play, it's to cheer for the Yankees when the Yankees are playing Tampa. You know what I'm saying? So like, I always kind of rooted for them. So I think that's also part of it. Is like, I mean, bro, Paulie from DFS last season, I don't think there was anybody else that played like Jameis Winston. You know, more than us, honestly. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Paired him with one of those receivers.
Yeah,
you had a bunch of pieces of Tampa Bay on your season fantasy team. You had Winston and Godwin.
Yeah,
and that was huge. He took you me and you both literally barely made the playoffs, and then get shut out by our wives in the freaking first round.
Yeah.
And there's nobody on the Patriots you want in fantasy. Like
horrible.
Edelman, man, what happened?
This dude, I freaking draft Drew Brees last year, breaks his finger. I put him back out on the waiver wire. Chris picks him up the week before I pick him up. I'm like, this bastard.
I had to take you to school right quick. School of hard knocks. You know what I'm saying? That's how we do it.
Can't take Brees from under my chub, man. Come on.
You can't sleep on these Jersey suburban streets, man. You know what I mean? You can't sleep on these Jersey suburban. The suburbs out here, it's real, man. It's real. There's stray cats walking these blocks, man. You might catch one in your trash can. Even now. Claws out.
As happy as you are about the demise of New England, like, you can't be happy about what's going on in Buffalo.
What's going on in Buffalo? Remind me.
That part big.
Oh, shit. That's right. Yes. That's not pleasant. That's not great. Yeah, Buffalo's looking pretty strong. But, like, yeah, no. That sucks.
They made the playoffs last year, right?
Oh, yeah.
Now they get, true number one. They're running backs. I mean, the quarterback's one more year experience. Like,
they're gonna
things are coming together there.
They're going to be a problem. There's no doubt. But I still think it's up for grabs, right? Like, if you consider what the Jets did, and I'm going to homer out a little bit here, but, like, considering that they were just 0-6 to start just because the first game, week 1, they blew that against the Bills, right? They should have won that game. They were winning it. They blew it late. Disastrous. After that, Darnold had the mono thing, was out for like what was it? 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks? I don't even remember anymore.
5, I think.
But they lost.
Got crushed by injury.
Just ruined. CJ Mosley played like 2 games, maybe.
A game,
right? A game, yeah. So like, I think the Jets were a lot better than we saw last year. So I think they're at least competitive. So like, it does suck that they're building up, but that does not overtake my joy of Tom Brady leaving the Patriots, because this is at least open. And even the Dolphins, like, they haven't done anything yet, right? Notable, I don't think, anyway. But, like, I have my eye on them because last year they really picked it up in the second half, you know what I'm saying, of the season. That coach got those players playing. So I think, just keep an eye. I'm not worried, but just keep an eye. This is the first time where I feel like we have a chance in a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like you're monitoring everyone, but at the same time, you're just like, let's see what we're doing. What are we doing? We're signing some offensive linemen. Let's go. What are we doing?
There's talent. There's talent in the draft.
Yes.
There's a lot of talent in the draft.
Yes.
I'm hearing CeeDee Lamb. Jets got their eye on him.
It's funny with social media how they put that shit, like the team Twitters will literally post who they are like looking at. It's crazy because, like, what if you're the player? Like, are you following that? That's just a social media guy. And then that is when the conspiracy theories come in for Tom here, man. Then it's like, oh, if you're the player and you look and you're like, oh,
no conspiracy theory,
no conspiracy theory. But if you looked at like the Jets Twitter and they tweeted at you and they have a video of your highlight reel, oh, the Jets are targeting this guy. Like, are you like, in your mind, you're like, okay, so is this a social media guy just telling me his opinion that I don't give a damn about? Or did the GM specifically tell him, no, I want you to highlight this guy, let him know we're looking for him? Like, you know, it's like a, you know what I'm saying? Like, what do you think the mentality is?
I
don't know. I think you're just trying to put out positive information. For your team.
He's a plan thing.
Yeah.
Let's test the waters.
Test the waters.
See, like, if the public likes this, if the player reacts well to this,
And do they get the likes? Because the like button in any industry, like if there's a like button in any industry, and you want to support whatever it is you're watching, and hit it because nobody's too good for likes. Nowadays, in this era of social media, nobody's too good for likes.
Yeah, we need likes.
We need likes.
We die for likes.
We haven't had
likes
in like 11 days because we had no NBA and nothing. Fiending for likes. I'll do some dirty things for likes. Speaking of dirty things.
Yeah.
Speaking of dirty things, did you guys hear about Jamal Murray? Instagram.
Oh, no.
That was wild. That was wild.
Yeah.
So supposedly he was hacked. I guess I didn't see the video. None of us saw the actual video, but I guess he had the if somebody posted a video of him, from what I understand from the many articles that I read, looking for the video that I could not find, that I was not looking for. No conspiracy.
No conspiracy.
It was my understanding is that somebody posted a video of him. He was getting some BJ action. Right? Some BJ action was going down, and he was in the video. He was getting the dirty done to him. He was doing the dirty to his neighbor before his neighbor did the dirty to him. And
could you see his face in it? Like, is it confirmed that it was him in the video?
I mean, I didn't see the video, but I'm assuming it was him because his girlfriend.
Based on the reaction of like his girlfriend.
Right, and his girlfriend who was doing thy dirty to him had said, like, anybody that has the video, please delete it. Which, of course, I get it. You know, like she has every right. That's a crazy situation. But Jamal Murray said he was hacked, and there was another tweet before that with like 4 random ass images or something like that. So he says he was hacked. He apologized to his fans. You know, it's just wild, man. Like, I mean,
do you think the people that saw that video, do you think that actually got him more fans? Like, how many likes? I wonder how many likes that video had before.
He got likes. He got likes. He definitely got likes.
Get some likes. You know what I'm saying?
Now there's the conspiracy, right? This was all just a ploy to get likes. He knew everybody was like home. He heard that like Pornhub was doing free porn stuff in like France,
Italian,
or whatever they said, or Italy, or whatever it was. Like, remember they're doing like some kind of free thing there. I think Clint told me about that. Shockey, was it Shockey that told me about that?
Yeah,
Shockey's crazy.
Yeah, he sent it.
Yeah, he's crazy. He's a crazy guy. But yeah, I don't know. It's thug life. That's what I always say.
Yeah.
I tell you guys every day. Nobody listens. Thug life. Every fucking day.
No conspiracy.
William Jackson in the YouTube chat. Shout out to you. I can't take this shit. How are you guys handling it? Clearly, we're not. You know, just clearly we're not handling it well.
This is the closest I've been to anybody in the last week and a half, man.
Yeah.
I'm checking on the status of my simulated NBA teams right now, like that I don't even have money on. It's not going well.
Not good.
Oh man! Hey, give us your sim lineup. Who'd you have tonight? Did you take expensive ass Zion at the number 1 tonight or no?
I don't know. I did the FanDuel one. I did the DraftKings, anything. You know, I still like subconsciously like log into them on my phone all the time, and I'm like, oh, what am I doing here? Yeah.
I did
You
League
got
of
nasty.
Legends today. I did. I did it. I did it. League of Legends. No, I didn't play League of Legends. I just did the DFS League of Legends. Because our boy Gov did a cheat sheet. It was just free for anybody that's interested. I know, normally our viewership is DFS players. If you really want to get nasty and dirty, we are Gov is doing the free cheat sheets. And from my understanding, it's basically a stacking kind of thing, similar to baseball. You just kind of stack, but that's a thing. Paulie, talk to me about this MMA fight though.
Yeah, so Khabib versus Ferguson, it's like they canceled the next 3 from last week, but that one, Dana White's like, I'm going to do all I can to get it to happen. It's just like one of the best fights that they've had in a long time. These guys have attempted to fight 4 other times in the last 3 years. They've both been the champion of the middleweight division. Khabib's undefeated. He's the guy who dethroned Conor McGregor. And Ferguson is just this ultra talented, very he uses unorthodox techniques. He had a 12-fight win streak, and then he got injured, so he had to give up his belt. So he thinks he's still the champ. He brought a belt to the face-off. Khabib kicked it off. It's going to do so much views because there's nothing else going on. I mean, it was going to do really well anyway. And there's a whole other card, too. It's going to be great. It's the next DFS slate that I'm looking forward to that I know or have a chance at having. I'm praying. Because MMA is awesome, and, it's wide open. Anyone can win a fight. So it's fun for DFS. It's the ultimate GPP sport, similar to NASCAR. Build a lot of teams. I'm looking forward to it. Awesome. They'll probably air it, somewhere because they're trying to give us some sports,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And you were saying that
NASCAR doing iRacing too.
iRacing. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's the world we live in now. We are. I was just telling my wife the other day. We are every day that this coronavirus thing is around. We are one step closer to that. You ever seen the movie WALL-E? You ever seen a movie? No.
Oh my god, great movie, man! You got to watch it.
Bro, in this movie, right? So I'm just gonna explain to you the part to relate to. But so basically, in this movie, these people they're not living a real life. They're all sitting on these chairs, and they have 3D goggles on their face, and they're living, and they're just fat as hell, consuming food constantly. They're all just fat as hell on this carousel of these chairs going, and these people, they got the 3D goggles on, and they're living their life through virtual reality instead of real life. You know what I mean? So their real life is literally just sitting on these conveyor belts, rotating around and all this shit. But they're living lives in their virtual reality shit. We are one step closer, right? I was talking to one of my boys, and we were talking about the coronavirus, and he was saying, he was I think as a country, I think as a world, we need to reassess the way we greet each other. Think about it, man. It's you walk up to somebody and you're just hello. You're my name is CK and here's my germs. You know what I'm saying? Please give me your germs. Let's exchange them.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Everybody's gonna go to the elbow.
It's survival of the fittest, right? Let's see if my germs will dominate your germs. So it's wild. It's gonna change.
It is. It's true.
What it's true. When this all goes back to normal, is that gonna be the same? Are the players are we gonna see it when the sports come back? People being bro, don't get too close, or dudes going for a high five and you know what, give me a pound instead. You know what I mean? Or dudes, LeBron James, instead of throwing up baby powder, he's gonna be throwing up hand sanitizer. So we're yeah, you know what I'm saying? Kill the germs. Right? It's wild. We always have some sort of outbreak. This one just happens to be rapidly growing, and normally they get it somewhat contained, and it doesn't really affect mainstream. But this is different. This is obviously affecting. National emergency,
and social media is at its height.
Oh yeah,
you haven't had one, but social media rampant.
Oh, yeah.
So the news, the panic, it all just escalates so much more.
Absolutely. And you're right. And now asshole A, who back in the day nobody would listen to you. He would just be standing on the corner. If you didn't want to hear him, go inside your house. You know, now Asshole A has an audience because Asshole A is on the internet.
Yeah.
You know, he's got $100,000 people following him, and because there's like 100,000 people across the world who are pissed off just like he is. And you're right, and to spread different messages, and next thing you know, you're reading 4 or 5 articles, not realizing that you just read Asshole Bob article. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's just,
yeah,
it's wild. Yeah, too much thinking, right? I think that's one thing.
Yeah.
Too much thinking in general.
Yeah.
Every single day.
This is the state of the nation right now. Take sports away, and it's just bad stuff.
It's like we're all going through rehab.
We're all in rehab. It's not going well.
It's not going well. It's not going well. So we're all in rehab together, and it's there, and we're all like, we didn't want to be here. Like, you know, like we are like we didn't have a problem. We didn't think it. Call it denial if you will. We had not gotten past that stage yet though in our rehab. Like, what happens when, like, obviously time passes, and as human beings we are gonna adapt. You know, like whether it's like, you know, losing your mind and becoming a mentally unstable person without sports, or you know, figuring out something else to do, or getting other sport, maybe
conspiracy theorists.
Oh, conspiracy theorists like Shake and Bake, you know, like to fill your time, you know. So yeah, it's like.
What do you think the like the aftermath of like social distancing is like in general? Like, do you think people are going to be just more socially distant after this, just because it might still be something that lingers around? Or?
I've always been a big advocate of social distancing. Like, I've been a big like when I moved to Jersey, obviously I was military brat, so I lived all over the place. When I moved to Jersey, that was the first place where people touch so much. Like, you know, you see a girl and the girl goes in for the hug and the kiss on the cheek, and you know, and don't get me wrong, at first my first thought was like, all right, well, you know, that's cool because, you know what, this girl's attractive and this girl's attractive, so like that's cool, it gives me a, you know, reason. But after a while, you get annoyed. Like, hello and goodbye, and there's like 20 people. You're like, I'm supposed to say goodbye to all these people at once. Like, you know, I'm the king of slipping out. You know what I mean? Like I'm there. Everybody knows I'm there. At one point, I just kind of say something. Oh, gotta go. You know, everybody bees there. Just kind of slip out the back, you know. And so, like, I just never enjoyed the touching. And like even when I was younger, you know, have handshakes. Like you know, me and my nephew have a handshake. We do and all that, and that's cool. But to see, like, it's one thing if I know you and all that stuff, you know. But like to see people you don't know and to get to know each other with handshakes and have to shake their hand again to say goodbye. Like, I just never really you know, I don't know. Just never like. I was always down. I'm not a people person anyway. I like my own personal space. Is 6 feet enough?
Yeah, no conspiracy theory.
Is 6 feet enough?
Yeah.
That's my question.
No conspiracy theory, but do you think that CK is behind this? Like, because he's just sick and tired of people trying to be in his bubble, and he's like, dude, I'm going to make this social distancing thing real. So now people have to give me my 6 feet.
Back the fuck up. You know, like, it should be like 10 feet, like an NBA. Like if you could dunk, you know, like within dunking distance, like, and this way only the super athletic people could ever like reach you and come in your space if need be. You know what I'm saying?
Super athletic.
You know, like Derrick Jones Jr. He'd jump at you. You know what I'm saying? 10 feet. If he really wanted to infect you, he could do it because you know he could jump. I'm not infecting nobody though. You know, 10 feet. Shit. You know what I mean? I may get halfway.
I'll give you 12 or 15.
Yeah. 12 or 15. Yeah. Thug life. Every day is thug life. William Jackson says Matrix.
Yeah.
Does anybody have any good like suggestions on like watching anything? Anybody seen any good shows? aside from Jamal Murray's Instagram?
Y'all gotta watch Dave, man. The Little Dicky's sitcom he's got going on FXX or whatever.
He's funny. I did see that. Me and my wife did see that. Have you seen it, Paulie?
No,
you know who Little Dicky is? He's the rapper.
I think so.
The white the white.
He looks like MGK, but he's like a social media person.
He's a Jewish rapper, but he's like a
yeah. He makes the funny songs. He's got a show about his life. It's funny.
It's like it's supposed to be like a loose reference with like real things put in, but the whole mystique of the show is he doesn't tell you what's real and what's not, and there's like some crazy ass scenes.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
Crazy. should watch that shit,
Yeah,
bro.
my girlfriend controls the TV remote in my house, so I don't really get to see much.
Well,
Yo, I've known Paulie for like 3 years, and this is the first time I'm in his house.
Yeah, I've just been like, I'm still doing it. Oh,
bro.
We always doing it for the nation.
doing it. But
Episode 11.
Well,
I haven't seen much good on TV. Like Curb Your Enthusiasm's good. That show with Axe Capital's coming back on soon. I like that show.
Oh, Billy.
Billionaire. Yeah, that show's coming back soon.
Billions.
There was a new season of what's that shit? Narcos. It was pretty good, but most of the stuff I see on TV, I'm like, man, they don't make them like they used to anymore.
Yeah.
You guys know anything?
I don't know shit about TV.
I watch TV too.
Because we watch sports.
Yeah. The more you watch it, yeah, exactly. Watching sports is the only thing you need live TV for anymore.
Oh, dude.
It's like you find yourself watching more on Netflix, Google, Disney Plus, even. Like, there's just so much good stuff out there.
Well, for you, let's be honest. You've got 2 kids, so for you, it's Disney stuff all day. It's what is Frozen?
Disney stuff for the foreseeable future too.
Yes.
See, I don't have kids, and Frozen 2 was watched on my TV recently. I saw it like recently.
My wife also watches the Disney stuff. Yes. The other day she tells me like, "Yo, I want to watch we could watch the new Toy Story movie." Or I forgot what it was, and I'm like, "Okay, I guess." Like, you know what? I'm gonna do some horse racing betting instead because I need to like degen out a little bit.
I did too. I did a little over the weekend. I was like, cool name status, all trifectas, and I was just hitting the ennies, because I'm not good enough to say like this one's gonna come in first, second, third. I just want to get the right 3 and hope that they're underdogs. But all just based on name, and like one of them called "You Ruined Me" was a big underdog that won a race, and like obviously I had that.
He ruined you, didn't he?
Yeah, no, he didn't. He did the dirty, but that was like a big underdog that I did get right in one race. Like I think I did like 25 wagers and I won 1. Because they're all trifectas.
Yeah.
Or
take long shots.
I don't know nothing.
Oh, bro,
I'm surprised how much heavy favorites there are in like every race. It's kind of like a buzzkill.
Yeah.
You remember the horse racing phase when we were going to the track like 5, 6, 7 times a year?
Bro,
it's 5, 6 years ago?
It's a phase for you. It's a lifestyle for me, bro. No. Yeah. Oh yeah. I did though. I've been playing the track a little bit. Not too much, but just something. I was, and now my wife's home, so I don't do it. But when the wife's not home, I get bored as shit. Like my company, got nothing.
The way the FanDuel app does it is nice. Like you can actually watch the race right there. You can watch them like come out, and you're like, oh, that horse looks ready, and it's like pretty cool. You're like, all right, I just bet the race is about to go off. Let's watch this thing.
Yeah.
I'm with it. My dad was just.
I love going to see him live too.
Yeah,
if you got any inside info, like hook me up.
But on the horse track, man, I got you, man.
Yeah, people know that stuff.
Oh yeah, man. I've been studying them programs like a straight champ, man. You know what I mean? My dad been taking me to the track since when I learned how to read. My dad was like, "All right, let's go to the track. Now you can read the programs. You can officially read the programs." No, I'm just kidding. But
which name do you like?
Yeah. The names are always good. Another thing with horse betting, it's just like a quick thing. Like, if I'm playing seriously, I'm looking at the programs. I'm checking to see what the recent form is. Everything, right? Their speed ratings, track ratings, whatever. But if I'm just like trying to have fun real quick and I'm looking at like the odds, like looking at opening odds and looking at like what guy was maybe like a 3-1 in the morning and is now like a 6-1. Like, why not take a shot on that guy? There's some value there, Like that's when like the DFS side kicks in. You hunt that value. You know what I'm saying?
That.
The GPP plays, the contrarian plays. Get dirty. You get dirty Monday through. You get dirty Monday through Friday, man. You want to get a little dirty on the weekends? You could do that too. And is your word squirrel?
Yo, so like, what do you think about all these sites that are now like all of a sudden becoming like League of Legends like experts? Like they weren't last week, but now they are. Like,
Yeah, it's wonderful.
if I'm the content consumer, I'm gonna read that content and I'm gonna do the opposite. You know, it's a variant as sport, and like you just want to jump on the bandwagon with everyone else. I would just do the complete opposite. Take contrarian route. Win yourself a GPP and LOL.
We have it, dude. Our boy Gub's been doing this, right? Like all these other people popping up because they ain't got nothing to do, so they're like, "Oh, let me try." And matter of fact, even with one of our members, B Super Pack, in the Slack chat, he was doing little breakdowns for some of the esports because Gov does the North American one, and apparently like that was canceled for a little bit, but they had the overseas ones or whatever that kicked off, and B Super Pack had that info, so he was dropping dimes in the chat. Yeah, he was out there.
Yeah, but we're a small nation. Yeah. You know, that's fine. I'm saying the big companies that are like now.
Trying to put some shit out. Like even DraftKings, it's like, oh yeah, this guy recommends.
Check out.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's like what?
You know, the first 2 days after the NBA canceled, and like NASCAR was still on. It was like everybody was all in on NASCAR. It was like, all right, we're gonna come to you.
I had more money on NASCAR than I ever had. And it was so disappointed because I was like, I was ready to fire my last bullet. You know, like whatever sport I could get. I was like loading up.
Going into the apocalypse 1,000, man. Let's do this.
Apocalypse. Let it all ride.
You know.
Let it all ride.
I'm gonna stock up on toilet paper.
I bought into hockey on Friday, and it got canceled Friday, and it got my money back. Then I was in on the NASCAR for Saturday. It was originally Sunday. Then it got moved up Saturday to get up. I'm like, all right, they're moving it up. They're not touching each other. No contact. Let's go. This is it. Now I had like 150 teams and something. I had like some $33 teams. Like I had more on NASCAR, and was just counting on your content to, you know. And I was gonna obviously have the GOAT, you know. MGB or whatever his name is.
Oh man, MDB's in some new equipment this year, man. He's my boy. Yeah. Thank God, man. He did good today in the iRace. I think he finished 10th.
Is that real?
No.
What, iRacing?
Yeah, that's like
it's video game,
right? Yeah,
it's video game. They were all sitting in simulators at their house, practicing social distancing while they were racing each other on the racetrack. There was like, I think 12 or 13 cautions in a 100-lap race because you ain't got no spotter telling you what's going on. People wrecking all over the place.
Yeah, it's just hard as hell.
They gave out the drivers 2 full resets. Yeah, so
Tom's
if you
got
wrecked
those.
out, you could reset twice.
He's got a simulator at his house, man. This shit is difficult, man. This shit's not easy. No, simulate action.
They're fun as hell, man. We'll get out to 4-7 as soon as we're done here.
Bro, I've been playing a lot of NBA 2K. Like, I broke out the Xbox. I have not played Xbox since I started WiseTake. I swear, it's been like 3-something years. I opened it up and there was like hours and hours worth of updates that I had to get on this thing because I haven't played it in like 3 years. And like I got this discount because I'm a dumbass and I've been paying for Xbox Live apparently for the last 3 years, not even realizing it. So like they were like, yo, you can have this game for $20. It's normally $60. I was like, all right, you bastards. I know there's no way during the apocalypse that I'm gonna fucking get a refund from you guys right now, when you probably have to, you know. So I'm just like, all right, and I've been playing that. And did you say Ben Simmons just a second ago, Paulie? Did you say Ben Simmons?
Nah.
No. I swear to God, I thought you said Ben Simmons, and that's why I was bringing this up. Because Ben Simmons is destroying me, man. Like, I made my career character, dude. Yo, Ben Simmons is a beast in that game, man. Like, I try to be realistic, so I made my dude like 6 feet tall. Can he hit what?
Can he hit threes in 2K?
It doesn't matter, because the dude in that game just trucks over everybody. He's just too tall. You know, like, you don't realize playing that game and, like, putting a character that's realistically your height into that career game, you really kind of get perspective on some of the size of these people, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm sitting here.
You put a dude in that's 6 foot in the NBA?
Yes, man. Keep it real.
Why'd you do
that? Keep it real. That's why. Keep it real, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to keep it real.
You claim it 6 feet, huh?
Yeah, I'll claim it. You know, because, you know, with the sneakers, sometimes you can put lifts in them. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
I'm 5'11" and a half. I'm on the cusp. When I was wrestling, I had the boots, and the boots were like easy an inch. Easy inch. You know, I was 6 feet all day. You know what I mean? But yeah. I put 5'11" in the game, but if 5'11" just sounds unpretty.
Well,
Yeah. Well, I
you
am
look like you're
5'11".
playing Giants.
Yeah, oh yeah. It's ridiculous.
And a half.
Well, not when Trae Young's there.
Ooh.
Yo, they did Trae Young dirty, man. He looks like an old man in that game. They did him dirty. He looks like Schmeagol running around fucking court. You know, that's what he looks like. You know who Schmeagol is, Paulie? I don't know Schmeagol. Lord of the Rings. You don't know that shit? Shit, you don't know shit, bro.
I don't like that stuff at all.
No, I'm not really into it either.
I don't get it.
My wife is, so I've seen it. You know, it's like I'm from the Bay, but I'm white though. It's like, you know, it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like that.
You ever
It's
seen
just like that.
Paul, you ever seen any of CK's wrestling videos?
Yeah,
Yes,
seen the
I have,
wrestling.
yeah.
Seen this stuff.
But it was awesome. I got to see that live a couple of times when it was crazy. It was
I
awesome.
think he should make his return.
Fuck no.
Like Edge, I've been out of the game for 11 years, but show up for one like main event, like win the championship, retire.
Bro, I would break.
What do you think about
Break in
Gronkowski in
half.
the WWE?
Yeah, I heard. I did hear that.
He picked a weird time to do it. I mean, it's kind of a genius time because that's a somewhat athletic event that's still going on, you know? So there's probably some people that aren't really into wrestling but are checking it out now because they got nothing else to do. But it's an awkward spot to be there because as a former wrestler, I can tell you that doing matches in front of nobody, it sucks. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I've done that before, and like everything hurts. Like you feed off the energy of the people watching and the fans and everything, and like when you get chopped in front of nobody, like even if you know that there's like a ton of people like watching, I don't care if you get chopped in front of nobody, like. It hurts and you get mad. You're just like,
ow.
what the fuck? Like, there's why? Like, you know, why'd you just slap me in my chest?
It chopped me so hard.
Who do you guys think will be the Patriots quarterback next year?
I don't even know who the
Good
backup
bet.
was.
Yeah,
Jameis.
Jarrett Stidham. Jarrett Stidham is backup. Yeah. Cam Newton's out there. Jameis Winston. I think they signed Brian Hoyer today, actually.
Did they really? Or he knows the system.
I think so. Yeah.
Maybe it's Brian Hoyer.
But there's a couple guys out there, but Jameis and Cam Newton are like kind of the two biggest names.
I mean, if they can get Cam Newton, wasn't there a rumor that
also the Red Rocket is out there from Cincinnati.
Andy Dalton. Wasn't there a rumor? Who was telling me? I don't know if it was Danny or who, but somebody was telling me that the Belichick wants a mobile quarterback or something. Somebody was telling me.
I've heard he was asking.
They're going to need it.
What's his name? But the Saints like wanted to wait too long.
Who?
The backup guy.
Teddy B?
No.
Hill.
The mobile guy.
Tatum Hill? Something like that? Taysom Hill?
Taysom Hill.
Yeah, the ultimate underdog fantasy play. Like each week, he was going to either go out and get you 2 touchdowns and be worthwhile at like free, or he wasn't going to play it all.
Hard. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Long and hard. It's been a while since you heard that, huh? Yep. Yep. That's what I'm here for. Just popping that in once in a while. Once in a blue moon, making sure everybody knows.
Popping in things long and hard. That's not right.
Long and hard. Because we gotta make sure that stays in everybody's head. That I infect. But yeah, so I think at this point we're gonna get up out of here. You know, it was good to touch base with everyone. We'll do this whenever, whoever I can grab, because I need shit to do. I'm pretty bored. I like hanging out with the nation. You know, hopefully we get more people of the nation tuning in when they realize I didn't really advertise for it. You know, we'll see. But hit the like button. Yeah. You know, I'll put this on the iTunes stuff too. Podbean it, all that good shit. Because
I will definitely do content if we get an MMA in there.
MMA all day. So
that'll happen.
So yeah, man.
And when NASCAR's back, I'll be back.
Yes.
Yeah, and hopefully we get sports sooner rather than later. But if not, we'll be in touch. We'll hang out. We'll do the dirty with the WiseTake Nation, because the WiseTake Nation is gonna continue to live on no matter what. So, sports or not, it's a matter of how sane we are in each episode. And for me, it's getting pretty thin. For Paulie D, for Tommy Shake and Bake, myself, the entire WiseTake Nation, as always, good luck.
Yeah.